Don't let crazy make you crazy. Or health advice for Nutjobs. When people are tricked out of real education, one person's joy can quickly become the torture of another. This is somewhat captured in that old adage, "Road to hell is paved with good intentions." The first lesson you must learn in this zone of human condition is that you never directly look into the pain, the darkness, and the dark ages. If you start listing things, the crazy and stupid will win. There's a similar phenomenon in art. No matter how good you are, if you paint misery, you fail. The second lesson is that whatever is attacking you is so self-unaware that it probably caused the problem in the first place. The song Mad World masterfully captures this mechanic. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Sometimes things get so crazy that they just downright become funny. For example, imagine two daughters. One makes the parents unhappy. The other just wants to get the hell out of there at all costs so she'll be an A student. The black sheep of the family pays her way through a diploma mill. She's gonna get a job. The other goes to a prestigious school where she fricking memorizes every frickety frick. And the punchline is that the prestigious school put the girl in debt until she is 65. And the diploma mill refunds $30,000 to the other. Who's the winner? A? Well, everybody. Because we all laugh at how stupid this situation is. Just to blurb a second neat example here. Modern war propaganda is just the opposite of truth. It's like the lowest low effort that you can do. An attacking nation will keep a straight face while claiming that they are under attack. And when condemned by the world, they will add, now we must defend ourselves from an entire cardinal direction. Nice job, you f***ing irons. Something deeply to no more war. There is lots of humor here, but obviously things get dark fast. You must absolutely resist that black hole. Reject it entirely. It is full of loops. It is a dump for viruses of the mind. These viruses are weak, but they are plentiful, and life is still too damn short. The movie Shawshank Redemption, which you should not watch, has a scene of a person crawling through a long tunnel of shit just to come out free, clean, mighty, and wise. That is an artist's interpretation of rising out of the viruses. Another neat visual is Spider-Man exiting Venom. You have to be really careful and you have to move fast, because viruses for the mind spread because they feel good and they are sticky. Please quote me on this one. We must all find our tunnel of shit and crawl right through it. Another property of the... Wake up, tongue. I have a poem to record. Another property of the virus is that they are not only pleasant, but geez Louise, they are also pretty much mostly invisible. Often a sufferer will eat themselves to death in front of a TV. Similar things happen to ants that get mixed up and go in a circle for too long. It's pretty scary stuff, really. I call this one the "there are no fat old people" observation. Overeating is just drug addiction. It does not matter if the addict uses a syringe to inject garbage directly, or if they get their own brain to squirt the damn thing. That is just drug abuse with an extra step. This is completely invisible. No one stuffing themselves with pizza in front of TV day after day after day until they blow up like a balloon will ever see themselves as a drug user, or more precisely, drug abuser, because they're going at it pretty hard. Imagine just how crazy it is that enormous corporations now drive advertising into the minds of people who are all drugged up in front of a TV. This is a sick but picture-perfect representation of me saying, don't let crazy make you crazy. Beyond mad circles, crawling through tunnels of shit, and there are no fat old people, the earlier you alter your lifeline, the better. But let me make something clear. There are no shortcuts here. You can't do anything to make this easier. Changing the course of your existence will make every one of your atoms want to be in some different place. In the place where you originally were supposed to end up. Like a ship, you will leave dock. The universe will no longer guide you. You will be released to navigate on your own. Somewhere halfway through your new life, you will discover your end and step right over it. It will feel a little weird, but it won't be scary. It will be a triumphant moment. It will be like the ringing of a bell that reminds you that the years that are to follow are sacred, and they are meant to be celebrated because you created them for yourself by altering the course of your life. The older you ended. You don't age or get older after that. You become more refined, more mature, and yes, absolutely, you become more beautiful. Begin preparing to walk the Appalachian Trail. Make that your first big goal. Make a list of all the negative things in your life so that you can see all the things that you will be leaving behind and all the things that are making you sick. If you are suffering obesity, describe all the details. Write it all down. List all the things that you can't do anymore. But don't cry. Get mad. And remember, under all that extremely heavy fat is a bodybuilder. All those years where you had difficulty to walk around, you were actually working out. But you just have to lose the fat. And that means no more car, Just walking and walking until you're able to jog. Maybe the Couch to 5K program will help, and then walking trails. And then, if you feel like it, becoming an ultramarathon runner. You sure as doodle don't want to participate in any triathlons, because swimming and riding a bicycle are not real sports. It was all invented as entertainment for babies. And then all the large people watch that on TV while eating dinners, and they're like, well, I can't do that. No, you can't, but it's still not a real sport. Floating or sitting during an exercise completely cancels the exercise. It's not. It's just, nobody cares about your 3 numbers. Make it a 1 number and make it a big one. Then it's something. You may wish to keep a list of all the changes that happen to your mind and body. The sequence with which your body returns to normal is precious knowledge. Talking about being able to reach for the seatbelt and then being able to pick things off the ground can motivate others to follow in your adventure. Being able to curl up in bed like a dog is freaking priceless. But you have to remember that you come first. Before you are compassionate to others, you have to be much kinder to yourself. Nobody listens to people that smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol or worse. People who dump garbage into their brains have nothing of value to say. And yeah, another thing, be careful with your responsibilities. Before you try to get straight A's, ask yourself if memorization is education. Another thing you might have missed is that standardized education is an oxymoron. And if you have to pay for it, or the school makes money anyways, somehow from the government, then it's a freaking scam. Look at the size of that global religious cult where leaders are allowed to say things like, "Give us money, but not too much, and you will live in paradise later." Where there is no paradise. You just return to the nothing that you were in before you were born and started screaming. Be careful. Before you call those things your responsibility, you have to really look at them hard, because some of those things are going to be lies that in the end do make a fool out of you. Don't let people do that. A lot of those responsibilities are going to turn out to be the shit that you're supposed to crawl out of. So be careful. Everyone is being affected by the crazy. That may include your family. But before you can help them, you have to help yourself. Remember, you come first. The integrity of your mind must be the first and foremost. This is similar to going down into a mine shaft or a well to help your loved one that has collapsed, or jumping into a hot spring to save your dog. It won't work. You need to grow up and prepare to help others. If you go in cold turkey, the people that you are trying to help will take everything you got and kill you. One simple test here is feeling ugly or wishing that you were never born. You have to hit that shit tunnel first and do whatever you need to become beautiful, to feel alive, to understand that you are a miracle of the universe and that you are worthy of love and happiness. You're not allowed to go through life sad or busy as not to feel the sadness. You have to seek your beauty. You have to invent whatever is missing. And you have to grow all the way up to become a great being. You sure as sunshine can't fight misery with weakness. It is what it expects you to do right before it takes you in. Write down all the lies, the ones you believe, the ones you tolerate, the ones you tell yourself, and the ones you give to others. Begin working on your authenticity, strengthening it. To thine own self be true. And yes, oh yes, there is a second part to this. And it must follow as the night the day thou canst not be false to any other person. You can't stop after you just heal yourself. Once you have the strength, you need to haul ass back and pull everyone out. No more lies, no more cults, no more uneducation. You have to unfuck the world. No name should be lost to history. May your great deeds write your name in the story of our kind. To truly help others, you will have to become a life-changing philosopher and a great being. Look into your soul. Philosopher and a great being will look back at you. It's in there. It's waiting for you. You may need a starting point to get an idea what that is like. Take to art. Use all the reference tools you need. Wall projectors, grids, grid apps, which are really cool, and Krita, that image reference tool, is very useful. Get past the stupid, the toxic, the poisonous and elitist idea that you must draw perfectly freehand. This is so stupid! To truly understand what you are up against in the real world, take to art and watch an artist tell you,
"You are not a real artist because you are just copying."
There you will stand, smiling cheerfully, with the world's funniest, silliest, and most beautiful portrait in your hands, watching a hateful turd try to convince you that his freehand Quasimodo shit is superior. God, that stuff never gets old. As you are documenting all the positive changes and all the years of your life that you have granted unto yourself by altering the course of your life, don't let crazy make you crazy. And always, always focus on the funny. You will never be a serious person. Might as well just enjoy the funny. And remember that for the survivors, Halloween starts on October 1st, as we never miss a day of laughter.